Donald Trump just gave a very important announcement to our most vulnerable Americans in the country. He said this, that Medicare, Social Security are going to be gone, as Donald Trump warns. Now, who does this affect? Is this going to affect those on Social Security, Medicare in the near future? I'm going to give you all those details and let you know exactly what he said in the full context. Also, when it comes to the COLA, looks like tomorrow we are going to find out exactly what that COLA number is going to be. Some are saying it's 2.6, 2.7, maybe as high as 2.9%. I'm going to give you all the details on that. We'll also go over this article as well, as should the Social Security COLA be measured with a senior-focused inflation metric as opposed to the metric which it is right now, which is giving you a much lower COLA. So I'm going to give you all those details, give you some other important updates as well. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So, Social Security, Medicare are going to be gone. Donald Trump warns. Let me show you exactly what he is talking about here. As Trump warned Tuesdays, just a couple days ago, that if the Democrats don't approve funding, there are dangers to the future of Social Security and Medicare. Trump said at a press conference that when he asked Democrats for feedback on funding bills, one said it means death. So what he said here, there's nothing about death. Trump said, there is death because they are going to lose Medicaid. They're going to lose Social Security. They're going to lose Medicare. All of those things are going to be gone because the whole country would be bankrupt and you're not going to have any kind of medical insurance. What did he mean by this? Is the whole country going bankrupt now because we're shut down? Are those on Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security going to lose it? Let's dive a little further here, why it matters. So, a point of contention leading to the government shutdown is the Democrats' refusal to accept a funding bill that would cut health care provisions, which many Republicans argue fund medical care for illegal aliens. Now, Social Security and Medicare represent a vital support for tens of millions of Americans, especially retirees, seniors, and individuals with disabilities. As of late 2024, Social Security provided monthly benefits to about 53 million Americans, nearly 16% of the U.S. population. Medicare and Medicaid similarly underpin health insurance availability for seniors. So any potential reduction would drastically impact millions of Americans, our most vulnerable Americans, retirees, those on disability, those who are on Medicare, Medicaid. This would affect the entire country. So federal funding gaps have become more frequent in the last 30 years, according to the Congressional Research Service, which added that issues are often triggered by fights over budget policy and partisan spending demands. So I'm really curious if you are on the older side, older than 30 years, or at least been following politics for over 30 years, have things become more divisive, everyone getting more triggered? Before maybe 30 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago, what was it like conversing with someone who had different political beliefs from you? If you were a Democrat, you were talking to a Republican, or if you were a Republican talking to a Democrat, was it as heated as it is today? So being in my 30s and not really paying attention to politics, maybe the last 10 years or so, it seems like it's gotten very divisive and conversations barely even happen. It seems like just people are constantly at each other's throats. So I'm really curious, was it different back then when you were talking politics with people who had different political views? Let me know down in the comments below. Donald Trump issues warning on Social Security, Medicare. What do we know? So Trump warned at a press conference that if an agreement is not reached with the Democrats, programs like Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare will be in danger. There are currently no changes to Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid as the government shut down, which just reached its third week. So just to be clear, if you are on Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, your benefits are not affected during this current shutdown. There is nothing that's going to happen in the next few days or even weeks in the shutdown that will affect your benefits currently at the moment. So the president added that we will not be extorted on this crazy part of this. They've never done this before. Nobody has. You always vote for an extension. So White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson told Newsweek in a statement on Tuesday that Democrats chose to shut down the government because they want to give free health care to illegal aliens. They could choose to reopen the government at any point by supporting the bipartisan continuing resolution they voted for just 6 months ago. The Trump administration is working day and night to mitigate the pain Democrats are causing. So can you work and collect Social Security? All right, so yeah, that's basically what's going on. Trump, I don't think he's saying that it's going to be gone, I guess, if the country goes bankrupt. So I think he might be exaggerating a little bit here. The country's not going bankrupt. And if you're on it, you're not going to lose Social Security and Medicaid. If the country does go bankrupt, yes, you will lose all that. But I think we'll be in a much bigger problem than there'll be so many other problems if the country does go bankrupt. But this shutdown won't cause the country to go bankrupt. They're probably going to solve it very soon. Let me know, is your daily life affected by the government shutdown? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, so moving on to the COLA. Now, what this has done is it has delayed the announcement of what your COLA for 2026 is going to be. Now, your COLA right now, even if it's delayed another month or two, it won't affect your checks right now for 2025. It'll only affect your checks for 2026, which we still have another like two months or so to go. So I think we should be good there. But Social Security cost of living adjustment for 2026. Why some retirees wish it would be more. Really? Why some? I think all retirees wish it would be more. Let me know down in the comments below if you think it should be higher, because even if it does go higher with a higher COLA, it's going to get eaten away by Medicare Part B premiums. So tomorrow, it should be the date, October 24th, of when we find out exactly what your COLA is going to be. If that's even going to happen with the government shutdown. I think maybe they planned for the government shutdown to be done with. It could even be delayed longer that we find out the COLA. But initially, it was for October 15th, but it looks like it just keeps getting delayed and delayed. So when it comes to the numbers, what the experts are anticipating is either 2.7 or 2.8%. Either $54 or $56 per month. I think those are the two numbers. So yeah, that's where we're at when it comes to the COLA. Missed those days when it was at 8.7%, although there was high inflation, but now we're at a measly 2.5%, might go up to 2.7%. But this is way too low. There needs to be a way to have it higher. So there is debate that should Social Security COLA be measured with a senior-focused inflation metric. Well, if you're on Social Security and you rely on the COLA, of course you're going to say yes as long as the COLA is higher, as long as you're getting a higher Social Security check. That's really all we really want. According to the Senior Citizens League, saying if you retired in 2024, which is the last year we have the data point to make the calculation of the average starting benefit, we're expecting somebody to lose about $12,000 over the course of a retirement. Moving on to say that while that may not sound like a large amount, it could make a difference to a senior citizen's ability to financially handle costs that come up while they're in retirement. So seniors, retirees are getting screwed by the current Social Security system and by the current cost of living adjustment system. $12,000, what would that mean to you over the course of your retirement? I'm sure a lot. Every dollar counts, especially when you're trying to pay for rent, utilities, and food and medication. So by law, the Social Security Administration are required to use the CPIW, which is the way that urban workers are getting paid, but they want to change it. Some are saying they want to change it to the CPIE, which is going to be for elders. Totally different. It would actually result in a higher COLA. So that's kind of the way it's working out. So an analysis found that from 2013 to 2022, the CPIW overstated the rise in cost of living by 0.26%. percentage points when compared to the CPI. So yeah, it looks like they want to change it to the CPIE, which would give you a higher one. I've done multiple videos on this, but some are saying it could be as high as 10%. Some calculations, if they do the CPIE instead of the CPIW, so instead of 2%, you would get a 10%. That's what some articles were saying, but let me know your thoughts. What do you think the COLA adjustment should be, or should it be just a blanket amount? You get an additional 200, an additional 500. What are your thoughts on how much it should rise when it comes to the COLA? Well, I think it should be much higher than it is right now. I'm sure everyone would agree, not just some think it should be higher. I think everybody would agree that it should be higher, unless you have a lot of money and you don't care about it. But anyways, that's all the news that I have today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something what you should always do. So when you want to do something, do it. Like if you want to go out in outer space, do it. If you want to say something, do it. Say whatever you want and do whatever you want. And make it excitement. Bye.
If you haven't seen the latest about the tariff rebate checks, Trump talking about giving out $2,000 checks because of the tariffs. You're going to want to see that video over here. I'll actually play you the video clip of Trump actually saying that. So click that video now and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.